All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as they elders. And peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And this is the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. Hey, Shalom, Mak. Yahbashim Shah Brakatah, from the Great Millstone Houston camp. And I want to go into a fairly quick lesson. Let me share my screen, which I ain't got nothing pulled up anyway. But I want to go into a fairly quick lesson. As you see from the title, it says, this verse alone proves the nation of Edom is still here and not done away with yet. You see, yet, because we know that's prophecy, that who we would know today as so-called white people, so-called white man, woman, and child, as they would go by Caucasians or Americans or Europeans, right? Their biblical nationality is the nation of Edom, the Edomites. You see? Now, where I got the inspiration to do this lesson from, of course, we know it's the Lord, but I was watching the Yashawama video earlier. He had dropped two today. Yeah, and it was the Tucker Carlson one. The one with Elder Yashawama going into the Tucker Carlson situation. And he mentioned how this verse I'm about to go into in Obadiah, the first chapter, which is only one chapter, but the 21st verse, he mentioned this. And when, once he quoted this verse, that's what kind of got my mind going. So, well, look, if any so-called Christian, Vocab Malone, anybody who try to defend Esau, come against the Israelites doctrine, saying the Edomites ain't done away with. Well, the thing is, it's many ways to prove that they are still here functioning as a nation. They gotta be. And why? Because of prophecy. But this is the thing, is many ways to prove that they still here. One, it was prophesied that Yahweh Shah was gonna come back to a Edomite ruled kingdom. So if the Edomites done away with, then how would that be fulfilled of Yahweh Shah coming back to take down the nation of Edom? And then look, vocab them, the Christians, they like to go to Maccabees in the book of Maccabees and go to that account on how Israel pretty much overcame Esau doing war. And that's the verse they like to use to say, see, back in the Maccabees, back in the Greek Empire, that's when the nation of Edom was done away with. Because ultimately, why they say these things is the point. Because now that prophecy is calling out the nation of Edom, pinpointing who he really is as a nation, not this upstanding citizen, but how he was sent out to deceive the world. The nation seeing it now. Now the fugitive is still trying to hide himself, but as the scriptures say, he ain't got nowhere to hide. That's why they're trying to further push themselves away from their true nationality. And it's an easy way for them to do that, to say, no, they already done away with. We don't know where they at, what happened. My question is, if vocab or somebody was to say the nation of Edom, and we're going to get the precept, the nation of Edom done away with, my thing is, when did it happen? What time period? And give me the scene. What happened? When? In a scenario. You see? And you can't just say anything, because you got to link it to how it was prescribed for Esau to be destroyed according to the scriptures. They ain't gonna better show us that, man, because it ain't happened yet. Because even after the Greek Empire, after the Maccabees, you had the Herodian dynasty, which they was Edomites, man. Antipater, which Herod, the great father, was Antipater the Idumean. So vocab or whoever else want to go with that notion, no, the Edomites wasn't done away with during the Greek Empire in that situation with the Maccabees. It was there in Roman during the time of Rome. Continue, for example, through the Herodian dynasty. But even in our time, we know they still got to be here. Let's get the precept real quick. Let me share my screen. I thought I was sharing it. It's Obadiah 1 and 21. Now, Shalom, Akim Akwatu may be tuning in. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Brakatham. Now, when you go to the book of Obadiah, let me go to the blue letter. It's right here. This whole chapter is a judgment pronounced against the nation of Edom, right? Now it's the last verse or second to last verse that I want to focus on, verse 21. Mm. Look at the heading going into this chapter. It says, Edom will be humbled. And it makes sense because look at Esau with America, how he built up the Lord, put him on his pedestal. The time coming and we seeing it that the so-called white man finally about to fall. But let's get this real quick. This is Obadiah 1. Now I'm gonna read a few verses from the top, and then I'm gonna jump to the verse that I'm talking about in the title. It says Obadiah 1 and 1. It says the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom, or today we'll say concerning the white man or Caucasian people. Concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's one thing we seeing. These nations are coming together and mainly focus on overtaking who? Starting with America and the West. And who is heading that their mindset? Russia, by way of Vladimir Putin, man. And all this is prescribed in the Bible. But it says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And that's what we're saying right now. Esau have become insignificant in the world. Nobody want to follow him no more. Nobody want to do deals with him no more. Look, the nation's not scared of America no more. And look, come on, man. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. We go read through and we go jump to the point. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? And again, we know that's Esau mindset, even these Americans. But this the point. This the point. The last verse of Obadiah, right? And we're going to get supporting precepts after this, Lord willing, because there's more to add on to this to prove Esau. It's impossible for the nation of Edom to be done away with without the kingdom of heaven being here. You see, without the kingdom of heaven being on earth, Esau can't be done away with. He can't be. One, because as we're going to read, Yahweh is prophesied for him to come back during a Edomite ruled kingdom. And plus, when Esau going to get their judgment, it's going to be 1,000 years into the kingdom. That's Ezekiel 35, the last two verses. Lord willing, we get that. But let's get this first. So this the judgment that was pronounced against Esau. Let's start at 18. We're going to read down because it's going into us being saved, right? So let's start at 17. It says in this end time prophecy, Obadiah 1 and 17, it says, Behold, upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. Come on, man. Only Israel going to be saved. So this is going into when Yahweh Shai come back, get his elect, and the Israelites going to rule in Yahweh Shai kingdom. It says, But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. What's some things that's our inheritance that we gonna possess? First and foremost, of course, after Yahweh Shai, because the only reason we got part of this inheritance is because of Yahweh Shai. He's sharing it with us. He's sharing it with us. But according to Second Esdras, the world was created for whose sake? For the Israelites' sake. Again, we know Yahweh Shai first and foremost, but look, take him out the picture. We know that first and foremost. But we gonna inherit the world as Israelites. This is our possession. And what else? According to Revelation 2, just like Yahweh Shai got in Psalms 2, the heathen go be our inheritance and everything in it. So at this time when we get delivered, this one is going to be fulfilled. Let's continue. Verse 18. So at this time it says, And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. Now again, it's going to be after they serve their judgment in the kingdom, just as all heathens going to do. Because that's the thing, it ain't just about Esau. All heathens go get judged. Matter of fact, because look, in Esau's judgment, the heathens going to fall too. Let's read this. The day of the Lord and the future. Come on, man. I ain't even see that there. The day of the Lord, the day of Yahweh Shai coming back and the future. We in 2024 AD right now. Right. So this for our time. In the times to come, in the kingdom. But Esau fallen. But in Esau's judgment, it says, verse 15, For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. Everybody gonna get judged. The thing is, for example, you know how you got the 12 tribes, Now all us got judged. The Lord, did all us dirty, so to speak. We all drunk of the dregs. But the tribe of Judah, them being the head tribe, they got it. They got it. I don't want to say worse because all tribes went through they stuff, but the Lord kind of took it that with Judah. Why? Because they the head, they the lead. So the same thing with Esau and the heathens. All nations go get judged, but the Lord gonna take it there with Esau. He gonna take it there. So it says, "For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou." And again, he gonna be justified in doing it. Look what Esau done. It says, "As thou hast done, it shall be done upon thee, and thy reward shall return upon thy own head." So let's go back to verse 18, because the verse of the lesson is verse 21. Just build into it. Verse 18, "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, have spoken it." This is one verse in the prophecy, but right here it says, ain't nobody of the house of Esau gonna be left after this judgment. So if they was done away with, the Maccabees, like vocab them say, then why was it Antipater the Idumean and the Herodian dynasty, which were Edomites, after that Greek Empire in the Roman Empire? Because that's not when that was fulfilled, man. Even then, at the end of the world, they had to be ruling before Yahushua came back. That's why let me get one real quick. 2nd Ezra 6. The 2nd Ezra 6 and verse, straight to the point, verse 7. It says, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?" So I just wanted to know when the end of the world was going to come to where we was going to rule and stop being in captivity as the Israelites. What is the answer? Verse 8, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau," so that's the two people he brought forth, "when Jacob and Esau," Jacob being the Israelites, as we will know them today, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the father of the Edomites, which are the modern day Caucasian people, that's the man named Esau. Two brothers. And again, these were the only two nations that was given the promise to rule the whole world. You see? So it says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau." Is the point, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So before us as Israelites, Jacob can rule. Guess who got to rule before us? The nation of Edom. So when we go back to this in verse 20, Obadiah 1 and 20, now this is the verse I was talking about in the title, which the title says, "This verse alone proves the nation of Edom is still here and not done away with yet." Obadiah 1 and 21. It says, "And saviors," right? Which that's starting with Yahweh, but after him is the 144,000. Remember the Lord said, I think it's in Nehemiah, it says it's many saviors the Lord sent. But it's the point. "And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau." So once Esau get judged, it says what? "And the kingdom shall be Yahweh's." I know it's simple and straight to the point, but again, if Esau done away with, we will be in the kingdom, because right here it says once he get judged and saviors, which is Yahweh Shai, the 144,000. Because look, remember, we come down. Once Yahweh Shai, the angels destroy this place, America, the system fall. Lord willing, we're that number, but after we get crowned, we'll eventually come down and what? Go grab them, the elites, like Psalms 149, binding their kings with chains. Go and grab them up. Hey, even 2nd Ezra 13, even kind of paint a picture how we gonna be bringing them to Yahweh Shai for judgment, chained up, walking to them, bound. So they got to be judged first, and once Esau is judged, then that's when the kingdom will be set up. So the point is, if Esau was judged back in the Greek Empire, like vocab them say, guess what? The next kingdom wouldn't have been Rome; it would have been Yahweh Shai ruling. Let's read it again. "And saviors shall come upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. And the next part says, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Let's read another. Let's see what these other translations say. Let's read the GNT. GNT, Obadiah 1 and 21 in the GNT. The victorious men of Jerusalem, starting with the 144,000, will attack Edom and rule over it. And the Lord himself will be king. So if Esau was judge, Yahweh shall be king right now. Ain't nobody wouldn't be about to vote for Trump or Biden right now. It'll be Yahweh Shai and his 144,000. And again, it's let's get one more prophecy. It's prophesied in the scriptures for Yahweh Shai to come back to the Edomites ruling. Let's get this. Isaiah 63 and 1. Let's get the blue letter because it might show a heading. Now this Isaiah 63, this is a vision that Isaiah seen of Yahweh Shai coming back and bringing judgment, man. But again, he gonna tell us who he coming back to judge. Let's read it. And what's the header? It says, the Most High's vengeance on the nations. Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this? And that's talking about Yahweh Shai. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? We got to stop there. Because one is letting us know the nation that's getting called out, once again, just like Obadiah, but it's talking to the nation of Edom. Then it says with dyed garments from Basra. Now, what is Basra? Now, when you go back to it, Basra was a, so to speak, like a capital city in Edom, in the nation of Edom. Well, in the land of Edom. Now, seeing Esau rule the whole world, what would be that modern day Basra? What would be the capital of his rulership? Right here in America. So right here was being called out the nation of Edom, starting with, man, who I heard say that? The apostle, man, who I heard say that? I think it's the man, I forget. It's the elder from Arkansas. He said it this weekend. No, he said it today on Elder Yashawama video. He said how the elder Yakar from Arkansas, he said how the Lord allowed Esau to destroy our temples. Well, now when America get destroyed, he said this Esau temple, we're gonna get our payback right. This the main place of Esau rulership, America. That's what's being called out right here. And I mind you, this is the coming of Yahweh Shai, which shows when Yahweh Shai come back to earth, guess what nation still gonna be one on earth and who gonna be ruling when Yahweh Shai come back? Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Come on, man. We know who that is. It says this that is glorious in his apparel. One, he coming in his heavenly body, no more as a lamb that could be slain. No, he coming in his heavenly body, man. Traveling in the greatness of his strength. The chariots shooting fire, seeing probably shapes and colors and stones we never seen, never even knew was a color. Chariots, right? He will be traveling in the greatness of his strength, and he gonna tell us who he is. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, and call his name Yahweh Shai, because he shall save his people from their sins. This who we reading about. So when he coming back to Esau ruling. Verse 2, wherefore art thine red and thine, so like I'm getting excited. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in a wine fat. So now Isaiah seeing the aftermath of Yahweh Shai getting busy, right? All over the world, of course, but mainly here in America. So he asked him, why your clothes so red? Why your apparel red? Now Yahweh Shai ain't gonna have literal blood on him from these heathens, man. But it's symbolic for how much death he gonna bring to the world. For example, when it said in Revelation 19, he gonna have a head of many crowns, right? He ain't just have crowns stacked on top of each other trying to hold them up. No, that doesn't mean he gonna take down all the heads of these countries, as it says in Psalms 110. Anybody who got a say so on the earth, he gonna knock them off first, man. Not saying, just like he going to Putin house, then he going to someone Zelensky. No, right? Whoever ruling got some type of authority in the earth, how shall I come and take all of it? But it says, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. This is what the Lord got to say. He says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. This is the thing. I want to stop. Elder Yashawamba and the brothers in Dallas, they always bring out this book called, I got it too, the brother Sha'al. I ain't got it with me in some other room. But the brother Sha'al in Dallas, he had blessed me with his. And it's called Ancient Manners and Customs in Israel, I believe, or Biblical Manners and Customs. But it had this account on a custom of treading a wine press. And the thing is, what makes what Yahawashi is saying so heavy right here is that when you was in a wine press, you will be up in there with more than one person, more than you, because it was a lot of work that had to be done. Look, you got a whole thing of grapes, so you got to step on it, right? And man, I wish I had the book. Is in the other room, but Lord will, I could do a lesson on it, if it be the Lord will. But so what they do, you had to have more than one person in there treading on a wine press on all the grapes, because there was a lot of work to be done. And it says they had to hold themselves up by a rope, but like a rope or something. You see, so that it could give them the ability and strength to keep going. And it says as they was doing it, they was singing out war cries and war chants. Now let's go back to read what Yahawashi said. Verse 62, Isaiah 63 and verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? This is what he said. I have trodden the wine press alone. Again, what's the ancient custom? You usually have more than one person doing it with you. Now, granted, he gonna have the angels, but the Lord telling us he gonna get busy, man. You think he been waiting this whole time, 2,000 some years, not to get his lick back? Hey, Isaiah, what that is, 42 said, he go come screaming like a travailing woman. And what he said, now will I cry and destroy and devour once, roughly paraphrasing. So going back to it, it says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart. Right? He thinking about it. If we think we mad. We think we mad. We think we want to see judgment come to these people, to Esau. How much more Yahawashi himself? It gotta start with him first. We don't look, we just know stuff we seen on TV and Epstein and Diddy. The Lord know everything that's going on. The secret meetings, right? What's the place? The secret talks in Davos, Switzerland, but that ain't the place I'm thinking about. Oh, the Bohemian Grove. The Lord's seeing everything that's going on. But I'm gonna finish this up. It says, and I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore, my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. Now remember the ancient custom, they usually held on to a rope or something at the top of the wine press to keep them up so they can keep going. But Yahawashi is saying right here, he don't need no rope or no mechanism to hold them up. He just pissed off. He mad. That's it. His fury, that's what's going to keep him going, man. It says, and I wondered that there was none to uphold, and therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down a people in my anger and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. And again, who's the message directed towards? Isaiah seen him doing this to Edom, the nation, and Basra, the location. That's modern day America, man. Modern day America. The chief city in Edom. Esau got the whole world right now, but where he got rich from? What's his military strength? Where that come from? Right here in America. Matter of fact, it's another one, Isaiah 34, just to show, and we're gonna end it off with that Obadiah 21 again, which that's the verse that's being referred to in the chapter. But let's get another one just to show when the day of the Lord come, guess who's still gonna be here? The nation of Edom, because the judgment coming to them. They gonna fall. So if they've been done away with Christians and vocab alone, guess what? We'll be in the kingdom right now, according to Obadiah 1 and 21. These few verses, that the Lord got written, man. But real quick, this Isaiah 34. Now, verse 1 through 4 is going into World War III. Because in World War III, that's when Yahweh Shai go come back. Right? According to, you got that 2nd Ezra 13. You see? Revelation 11, how it said they was beamed up, and at the same time, it was a great earthquake, right? Missiles was falling. So I'm going to read verse 4. So as these missiles getting shot off, the Lord go let us know where's the main place, right? Who's the main nation that these missiles being shot for? Isaiah 34 and 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, right? Missiles shot off, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's those mushroom clouds. It says, and their host shall fall down as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a failing fig from off the fig tree. Going into those missiles falling. Now check this out. It says, for my sword and the Lord's sword are those ICBM missiles, man. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, intercontinental, right? Shot out of the atmosphere and coming down into another continent. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Let's see where it's coming down on. And behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom, or modern day white man, woman and child, or Caucasian, or European, whatever they want to go with. This who the main judgment coming to. So, and let's just keep reading. Let me shut up. Let the Lord speak. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Remember, this is the people of the Lord curse. Even going back to Cain. Really, before Cain, remember the serpent was cursed since the beginning. Then Cain was cursed. Then Esau, the Lord rejected him. And guess what? That same curse fell upon these people. And not just being rejected, they got a physical curse nowadays. They pigment was taken from them. Going back to that mark that the Lord put on the actual man, they fall to Esau to let us know, one, don't touch them, because the Lord, see, even that in Genesis, it was prophesied. No, the Lord didn't want nobody to touch Esau all the way for this time we get into. Yahweh Shai gonna do it. Yahweh Shai gonna do it. But it says, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, those missiles. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats. Now it's mentioning animals, but that's symbolic for the people that's going to be burned just like a sacrifice when those missiles hit. And Apostle Hall, he still said, but he referred to America as the temple. I mean, as the altar, as an altar. And what you do on altars, you get the sacrifice, right? You put the wood and look, even the rocks for the cement, the stones, and then you put fire to burn a sacrifice. Well, the same thing. Look around America, number concrete. That's the stones. You build the altar, the rocks, the people here, the everything that's gonna be here, the elements. That's what's gonna be that sacrifice, and the fire gonna come from the missiles. Granted, they're gonna have lambs and goats here too. Animals still gonna be here too, just like they were still there during the flood. But it says the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. Check this out. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra. Just like Isaiah 63, it pinpointed a specific place, Basra. That's modern day America. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And we're going to read verse 8 too, because it's going to tell us when it's going to happen. Verse 8, for it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. So when Esau get hit with the missiles, fall on America, that's the day Yahweh Shai go come. You see, which going to lead up to them eventually being destroyed in the kingdom. I'm going to end it off on that real quick, Ezekiel 35. Because this plane right here. Because once, they're going to fall now. Then, as mentioned earlier, we eventually, Lord willing, with a number go come down, get everybody out them bunkers. You see, don't know specifically how it's going to be. Eventually they had them bound up. 2nd Ezra 13 say, look, we're going to take them to Yahweh Shai, pronounced judgment. Some was afraid, you know. But then all these heathens go into captivity for 1,000 long years in captivity, but eventually Esau gonna get judged. The same thing said in Isaiah 14th chapter. But let's get Ezekiel 35 and we're gonna wind it down. Now, again, this is another judgment against the nation of Edom. And at the same time, it was going into them getting judged, is at the end, man. It wasn't in the Greek Empire during the Maccabees, vocab. But the header says prophecy against or prophesy against Mount Seir. Now, just like the nation of Israel, you know, one of our titles or nicknames, so to speak, is Mount Zion. Well, Mount Seir is another name for the nation of Edom. I think that's in Genesis 36 and 8 or 38 and 6, one of them. But so let's read a little bit of it. Matter of fact, I gotta get it just to prove it. 36. Let's try that first. Yep. Genesis 36, straight to the point. Verse 8. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. See, Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Going back to Ezekiel 35, prophesy against Mount Seir. Verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, or the so-called white man, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Because a lot of nations go get judged, but Esau gonna be most desolate, starting with America first and foremost. But look, this hate that the Lord got for him, the hate that, you know, the Israelites gonna have for Esau, even these hate that these heathens got right now for the nation of Edom, that's gonna roll over into the kingdom. The heathens still go hate Esau even more. We gonna hate him even more, and Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua finally go be able to display their hate towards the nation of Edom, man. But let's jump down, because this is what it end with. This is what the Lord ended off his judgment against Mount Seir with. Now, mind you, this in the kingdom right here, and we're gonna read it, because that's when the judgment go come. Once we're in the kingdom, 1,000 long years pass. That's when Esau finally go be done away with. They can't be none, because Yahushua got to come back to an empire ruled by Edom. Ezekiel 35 and 14. It says, thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth. Let's stop there. When the whole earth gonna rejoice? When will the whole earth rejoice? Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, or as we would know, when Yahushua and the Israelites rule, that's the righteous. Just like the Lord said in Sirach, the 10th chapter, because of unrighteous dealers and riches got by the sea, the kingdom will be translated from one people to another, ones who profitable. It says when the righteous are in authority. So it says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. That's when the rejoicing go come, when the Israelites rule. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And that's now. Everybody mourning because Esau ruling. So when you go back to Ezekiel 35 and 14, as we just read in Proverbs 29 and 2, the whole earth gonna rejoice when the righteous are in authority. So as we read in verse 14 and 15, this is the time period the righteous ruling in the kingdom. This is in the kingdom. This is not in the Maccabees vocab or the Greek Empire. That's when the whole earth gonna rejoice, when the Israelites rule. It says, thus saith Yahweh power, when the Ezekiel 35 and 14, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. Again, who he talking to? Edom. But he gonna specify who he talking to. We know the Lord at people. You know, the data like to say that, at me then. Well, the Lord at people. You see, he called names. Huh? So it says, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. Verse 15, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I'm Yahweh power. So in the kingdom, when the righteous rejoicing, the Lord said, Esau, that's when I'm gonna make you desolate. You gonna be done with, man. Then he called him. He said, "O Mount Seir and all Idumea," and just to let them know, not one getting away. He said, even all of it, and they shall know that I'm Yahweh. You see that? So Esau he gonna be done. Because look, after 1,000 years, these other nations, we gonna, give them certain land back, but they still gonna have to follow our order according to what Isaiah the 2nd chapter. Keep the laws, keep our high holy days. If they get out of order, we got the judgment according to the law. But it's after everybody serve a hard captivity though, man. But Esau gonna be destroyed. So let's go to Obadiah 1. I kind of want to get Isaiah 14 because it say that in there. That's cool. Let's go back to Obadiah 1. So again, it's the verse that was mentioned in the title. I read the KJV. It says, and saviors going into Esau getting judged, and saviors starting with Yahweh and 144,000, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. The point is, in this verse, once Esau get judged, this judgment that people saying he done away with, if that was so, guess what would have to be here? And the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Yahweh Shah will be here. The whole earth will be praising and worshiping the Most High, Yahweh Shah. King David to be here. The 144,000 be sitting on thrones. Our people are being ordered. These nations will be in subjection, but being shown what a righteous rulership is like. None of that's happening right now. The people still mourning. Guess what? The wicked are still in authority. Because once Esau get judged, and it's not talk, even when he first get touched, then we will be in the kingdom. But in the kingdom is the point. In the kingdom, that's when the judgment of him being done away with, that's when that's going to come, man. That's when that's going to come. When Esau get judged on earth in this world, we going to rule next. And then once we rule, that's when they're going to get judged and be taken out the earth and exterminated. I mean, we got to get Isaiah 14. It's Isaiah 14. We can end it on that, Lord willing. I'm going to read it real quick. This Isaiah 14. I'm going to start at the first couple of verses to show the time period of it. This in the kingdom too. Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them and shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So when the Lord saved all 12 tribes, right? Once again, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Us getting our payback in the kingdom. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So again, once the Israelites get saved, verse 4, and thou shalt take up this. See, so once we get saved, guess who getting called out once again? Right here saying Babylon, but we've been reading Basra, Edom, Idumea. The Lord calling out the same people, that great city, man. So once we get saved, it says, and thou shalt take up this proverb. And I'm not saying, save like, no, I'm talking about the nation of Israel. Hey, look, I hope to bear that number, man. You see, but once the nation of Israel gets saved, this would a proverb against Babylon go be America. And say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepters of the rulers. So this when the wicked fall, Esau fall, Babylon fall. Now at this time, now mind you, this is us in the kingdom. This is what the Lord said. Verse 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. So after 1,000, I'm thinking of Revelation 20. If a brother want to put in the chat, but I think it's Revelation 20, how it says, after the 1,000 years, then the dead shall live again. Right, after that long captivity, being bound in chains, us getting our payback, which we're going to get payback forever. Us just ruling this payback in itself. Us being one with our powers, which when I say powers, that the Father, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shah. Us being one with our power again is payback enough. But after a long 1,000 years, That's when Esau, hey, we had to give him his, had him, hey, because again, why, how we got in this situation? Because of the serpent messed up everything in the garden, getting the woman ill. So the Lord saying this time, once we get back in the garden and rule again, that you can't be here no more. Okay, how you getting people ill no more? So right here, verse 18, it says, I think I better pull this in. Shalom Tala Akim Akwatu may be tuning in. Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatham. You see, here it is. Shakal Yasharala, Revelation 20 and 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. And this is the first resurrection. So going back to Isaiah 14, it says, after that 1,000 years, Isaiah 14 and 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. And look, if we just gonna be beating our, these our slaves, these heathens forever, then when would ever the world rejoice? They say when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So it will be a point in time when look, they're gonna enjoy righteous rulership, man. They're gonna get it. They're gonna see that look, serving the Lord, it give you food, real food, water without fluoride in it, not being poisoned, not have to worry about people kidnapping your children and this and that. They ain't gonna have to worry about that. So they go eventually understand the story, like I said, I think in Ezekiel 35, they're gonna get it. They're gonna know the story too, just like we gonna know it, and they gonna be okay with it. But guess what? Esau ain't gonna enjoy that. He gonna be in the kingdom, look, building it up, seeing stones and look, chariots. He probably always wanted to uncover and discover. But once everybody starts sending things, and man, look, the kingdom almost, the earth put back in order, throughout them 1,000 years. As soon as that happened, the Lord is gonna take Esau out of here. He gonna see it, but not touch it. Verse 18, Isaiah 14 and 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory after their 1,000 years in the kingdom. Everyone in his own house, right? We're gonna give them certain lands back. It says, but thou, who are we talking about again? The man or the nation who ruled Babylon, the oppressor, who was ruling a golden city. And it says, this broken the staff of the wicked. According to Malachi 1, that's Esau. So after the nations, look, do they thing in their land, still bringing us gold and spices and daughters. It says, but Esau, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Check this out. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. You ain't getting no land. Remember, the land of Esau would have said in Amos, that's Judah. Judah getting that. Esau, once that 1,000 long years of captivity up, look, when you're locked up, you hear your name. The person open the door, you hear the gate, and he call your name. That's how the law goes. Look, Elam, Elam coming out of captivity. You see, Moab coming out of captivity. Look, right? Everybody's name will be called, but Esau gonna be he gonna you ain't gonna be called, man, to walk to your land, to go to your land, to enjoy the kingdom. It says, "Thou shalt be not Slaki, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children." See, so everybody else was told they going back home to where it's gonna be at. Y'all good, just follow us and give me your first fruits and be on time. And they gonna say Khan out of one. But Esau, we gonna tell him this. Verse 20 again, because you got to read 20 and 21 together. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land. So look, they ain't gonna ever come back into power again. They ain't gonna have no possession of no land no more. It says, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Ain't no Edomite no more, man. Ain't no Edomite. It says, for I will raise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and son and nephew serve Yahweh. Why he just said sons, nephews? Why he didn't say the wife and a niece and a daughter? Because who that seed line continue through? The man, the son, the nephew. If they cut off, look, hey, cut them out of there. You see? The nation gonna wither quick, man. But again, it's prescribed in Obadiah. The Lord said, look, we gonna be Jacob gonna be a fire, you know, and the northern kingdom gonna be a flame, roughly paraphrasing. And look, we're gonna devour Esau. So I don't know the specific event that the Lord gonna have take place in the kingdom after the 1,000 years on how Esau gonna be exterminated as a nation, but it's gonna happen. It might be just like a big bonfire, you know. So who knows? Like I know it's a scripture in Sirach. It says the congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together. Tow, I think it's in Sirach. Yeah, Sirach 21:9. It says the congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together. And you know, like a tow truck had that wire wrapped around, or like a bonfire, you know, somebody pinned to a stake or something like that, wrapped to a stake. It says the congregation of the wicked is like tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So again, let's read Obadiah 1:21 again. I'm gonna read the GNT. It says the victorious men of Jerusalem will attack Edom and rule over it. So once Esau get judged, it says, and Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai himself will be king. So the point is, Esau can't be done away with. Because if he was, guess who will be ruling right now? Yahweh Shai and the Israelites. And then once that do happen, and another point is prophesied that our Lord Yahweh Shai go come back to an Edomite ruled kingdom. The nation of Edom will still be ruling when Yahweh Shai come back. So them being destroyed and during the Maccabean period, like vocab say, is impossible. Because if they was, then when Yahweh Shai come back, how's the prophecy going to be fulfilled that he go come to destroy Edom, take Esau out the way? 2nd Ezra 6:7-9. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? But I'm going to end it right there. You know, the water I can for the precepts, I'm going to end it right there. Yep. If the water for the precepts, the water for tuning in, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles. And notice a great millstone, and peace and blessings to all you walking out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity. Hey, and as well as all you believers out there who believing on the gospel, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. Man, shalom.